We've always had room in our hearts for film and TV, not just on Netflix, but tape and disc and theaters. Also, God forbid that they take it all away and leave us nothing to broadcast to loyal listeners. We'll binge watch every single movie, so you don't have to. What else are we here for? Coming to you every week. Listen to us while you're busy. Luckily, we forgot to grow up. Hey everybody, it's Craig.
Hey, it's Scott.
Hey, it's Andrew.
Welcome to episode number 67 of the Forgot to Grow Up podcast. On this week's episode, just because, it's January, we can't let 2018 go quite yet. We're going to talk about movies from 2018.
We're still writing 2018 on dates when we have to sign stuff.
All the time. All the time at work. I write down the date constantly, and I have corrected so many 8s into 9s.
And you're like, son of a bitch, I'm going to erase this. White
exactly. So, yeah, we're going to talk about 2018 movies. I think we have some sort of list that we're going to
We each, I think, have a list, yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about what we watched and what we liked, and then we'll, that'll be a good episode. Everybody will be happy.
Hopefully.
You can chime in with your own lists if you want.
At home.
Feel free to engage. Yeah, play along at home. Yell at the podcast player if you so desire.
This is going to be a choose your own adventure podcast.
Or you could just write stuff down and then post it somewhere that we can read it.
Like our Facebook page.
Yeah, like
Instagram.
Our Facebook page. Sometimes I forget we have a Facebook.
Maybe even Twitter.
Yeah.
We also have an email they can reach us at and a YouTube channel.
It's amazing.
We're literally almost everywhere.
Everywhere. So if you're watching this, if you're listening to this on YouTube, just, add your list of movies in the comments. It'll be good. We'd like some engagement.
It helps.
There's at least a few people listening, so,
apparently
they should participate. This is a community affair. But before we just continue rambling on about engagement,
yeah.
Let's talk about movies from 2018.
No more rules of engagement. Let's just talk about...
No more rules of engagement. Nice.
Let's talk about 2018 movies. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Half of the movies on my top 10, in quotations, list, as it were, are movies that I only put up there because I saw them and I needed to round out a list. And I wanted it to be an appropriate
you are not
number.
Alone. My list is entirely movies.
I feel like top 6 just doesn't look good on paper. It just looks like I was reaching.
It's not good for SEO either.
That's it. So
no one's searching top 6 movies of 2018.
Yeah,
That being said, we barely saw 10, some of us.
Yeah, I saw 13.
I found 10 in the top 150 on IMDb.
Nice.
That didn't include straight to Netflix releases.
Yeah, same
Because if you include those, I had 12.
Nailed it.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, we're killing it. We're such great podcasters. So dedicated to the craft of
We are
making.
podcasters of the people.
It's true. We do tend to see the movies that are I would say more blockbustery, the more general public tends to be seeing the ones we see as opposed to seeing every single movie that comes out because there's so many.
I'm gonna correct you on that. I'm gonna say the ones we dedicate episodes to are the blockbusters.
Yeah, for sure.
But we definitely see movies that aren't on that list. A la Vis-a-Vis. What was it? The 13-17 to Paris or whatever the fuck the movie was called?
15-17
there we go.
to Paris. The worst
Vis-a-vis
movie ever made.
that movie. Craig saw that one.
I forgot I saw that last year. Oh,
that's fair.
Good thing I take notes on Craig's life.
It's almost been a year.
Yeah. It's been, 9 months?
Yeah,
no,
next year.
It was in February.
February, oh man.
Yeah, I saw that movie in February.
I thought it was April for some reason.
No.
Because I was gonna say if it was in April, if you and that movie had a baby, you could drown that baby in the tub because fuck that movie.
I don't understand that at all. I didn't get that.
What?
Was that supposed to be a reference?
No. Fuck that movie is what I'm saying. Dude, if it was in April, it would be 9 months. right?
Yeah.
That's what the math works out to.
But it was February, so it's a 2-month-old kid now. So.
And you haven't drowned in the tub yet.
No, I don't think I could do that.
We wonder why listeners don't engage in talking about dead babies.
Well, it's Craig's baby, hypothetically, allegedly.
1517 to Paris's baby.
Allegedly.
And that movie should not have existed.
That movie might have been
we're just
slutting it
doing
up.
the world a favor.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move past this. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know how to move past it.
Well, Craig, obviously
Yeah.
that was your number 10 movie of the year. Maybe even number 11.
because I forgot that I'd seen that, so I'm going to put it on number 11, unfortunately.
Okay, let's just talk about movies we've seen. And if one of us mentions the movie, we can just take it off our list. Hopefully there's like a combined total of like 13 movies, and people can say, yeah, they saw some movies for 2018. How does that sound, guys?
I like that.
Sounds good to me.
I'm-
Should we start with the obvious?
Solo? Yes.
No, I was going to say Black Panther.
No.
And see, I was thinking Infinity War.
Everybody and their brother saw Black Panther, or at least the dollar amounts would say so.
You know what? I don't think my brother saw it, but I'm going to give it to you. Okay, let's talk
I know
Black
my
Panther.
brother didn't see it in theaters. That guy hasn't gone to the theaters in a year and a half. I know, because I've had to go to the theaters by myself for a year and a half.
There's nothing wrong with going to the movie theater by yourself.
No, I've learned that in this last year and a half.
Yep. So, I mean,
Black Panther. Yeah, no, I've got that on my list as well.
no list of 2018 movies can leave Black Panther off of it unless it's the movies that no one knew came out in 2018.
Unless it's the list of movies that made
No money.
no money. Like, that is the only...
Yeah,
That-
it's not on the flops list of last year, that's for sure.
Like,
Really?
I feel like that's, like, the reason that people didn't go see Ready Player One is because they're like, well, Black Panther's coming out, and we need to save all our money
Black
for
Panther
that.
was already out.
Was it? Did Ready Player One not
believe-
come out in January?
I believe it came out in March. if
Oh,
I'm
I
not
take it back
mistaken.
then. I have no excuse then.
Yeah.
Ready Player One just sucked. That
Well,
wasn't even on my list. That's a movie. I've seen like 13 movies, guys.
It's on my list because I don't have very many.
It just barely squeaked out of my list. It got beat out by a couple things.
Okay, well, yeah, March 30th. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, Scott.
Oh, thank you. That was my birthday present. Was Ready Player One.
Was the worst fucking movie of 2018? Yeah, that sounds about right. Second worst.
See, I would not
Yeah.
go that far.
I was gonna say even I will say, Ready Player One was better than the 1517 to Paris, and I didn't like Ready Player One at all.
Yeah, you two definitely didn't like it a lot more than I, because I rewatched it for God's sake. So that just shows out of the three of us, I'm the most forgiving, I guess, of Ready Player One.
That's fair. I feel like because I just drafted it, I had higher expectations that have fucked
Yeah.
me 6 ways from Sunday.
It
Which is
doesn't
understandable.
deserve it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Craig was
moving
just
on from
generally
Black
disappointed
Panther,
with it.
a movie that just nailed and broke every record and is still getting people getting pissed because it didn't win every single award. Let's move on. I mentioned Solo. Let's talk Solo. Solo was great.
All right.
And I'm going to say it again. If you didn't like Solo, go fuck yourself.
I really liked Solo.
Solo was good.
The more I watch Solo, it's one of those movies that, like, every time I watch it since, I'm still catching little things, and I'm liking it even more.
Well, that's good.
It's like the opposite of Marvel movies, where it hits you hard at first, and you get kind of sick of it.
It's all those bright and shiny colors.
That's it. Like,
I like bright and shiny.
Yep.
yeah. Like, okay, Marvel movies are like the hot girl at the bar. You take her home, you have a good time, and then you just get real fucking bored because you realize she doesn't have the depth you were hoping for, and you need something to talk about.
It's an interesting parallel to draw.
Especially since I don't think any of us have ever done that.
Nope.
You don't know me.
You speak from a place that lacks
I
experience.
speak from Ted Mosby's life. Okay, let's be honest. I look at Ted. I know what he wants. I know what he wants inside. So when he nails these dumb sluts, I'm like, come on, son.
Whoa. Be nice to the ladies, please.
Have you met some of the women? Well, I guess you haven't met them. Have you seen some of the women that Ted Mosby sleeps with?
That doesn't matter. They're still nice people.
They're a step up.
young
Yes,
ladies.
I guess.
They're somebody's daughters.
Exactly. Let's have respect, please.
I rescind my comment. I apologize to Ted Mosby's less than suitable suitors. How's that?
That's fine. Yeah.
That's closer.
Okay.
Yeah, we can live with that.
If you haven't seen Solo, go
generic
fuck
enough.
yourself. That's what I'm saying.
That is way more appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
What's another movie?
We're so
Okay.
aggressive this episode.
Well, we've already kind of talked about Ready Player One.
Yeah,
That was a movie.
That was a movie. Okay.
Some
Scott,
people liked it.
you
Some
had-
people hated it.
We haven't really heard a Scott movie. Scott, tell us one of your movies.
Okay, well, the first one that always comes to mind for me is definitely Infinity War. To me,
It has to be.
Has to be.
like it's the big. To me, it was one of the biggest movies of like the biggest, not just financially, but like just impact wise. 10 years of the MCU leading up to this one movie. It's definitely the movie from this year I've rewatched the most times. So that alone, I think, puts it right at the top of my list.
Who do you think you are? Kevin Smith? Jesus.
Yeah, actually,
I was just reading an article where he said
I'm like
53
skinny
times.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Does that mean I'm regular Kevin Smith?
Potentially, I don't want to.
Am I the better Kevin Smith?
Well, he's vegan now, and so he's skinny now, so it's
That's
confusing. So it's like, I don't know how we got to that. Anyways. Yeah, but Infinity War, yeah, like I said, we've talked about that movie so many times. So
Infinity,
yeah, it's
to be exact.
Almost infinity times.
yeah, quite. So that was at the top of my list. The next on mine, but this might be slight recency bias, but I'm gonna say it anyways, is Spider-Verse. So Spider-Man
Obviously.
Into the Spider-Verse. I thought that was really great. The world even recognizes how great it is. It's won a couple awards already for Best Animated of last year, and I would have to agree since it's the only one I went and saw, animated wise.
Yeah, and
So
not to take anything away from it, like it's a nice different twist on the Spider-Man story that most people aren't aware of unless you're into the comics. But how many animated movies did it go up against, really?
well, you got to think of all the Disney ones that come out that we don't even always acknowledge.
That's true. Like the
it was up against
direct-to-family
Incredibles.
channel. Okay.
Yeah.
Ralph Breaks the Internet. The Grinch.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Isle
Yeah.
of Dogs. There's another Hotel Transylvania movie.
Yeah, they were
There's
on family
never
vacation.
Too many Hotel Transylvanias.
So you see what I mean? They had a little
Says
competition.
sarcastically.
That's fair.
But-
Apparently, Christopher Robin. That was a movie.
Yes,
Love
it
that.
was.
It was.
Oh yeah,
It was a movie.
I think you did.
I did. Now I got to
right?
pick a movie to take
he's
off of my list. Ugh. Well, this is a struggle. I regret. And no, I liked Solo. Damn it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take this one off because I think Scott's gonna mention the other one. There we go.
Yeah, probably.
There we go. Okay.
Yes. Wait, Andrew, when did you see Spider-Verse then?
I did not.
Oh,
You
okay.
haven't seen it?
I did not. It was in town last week. I did not go see it.
All right.
Why?
I didn't have time, man. I have a life.
I don't accept that.
Bro.
I do.
Bro.
I get it. I literally have 5
Okay.
rant videos on our YouTube channel all
There's
about the movie
time
theater,
that the
so-
movies the time that the movies start in town is 7:00.
Yep.
I get off work roughly 5:30.
Yep.
I gotta come home. I gotta walk my dog. I gotta feed her.
Oh.
I gotta take care of the cats. Other stuff. I gotta eat. Like, I don't got time to go see the movies during the week unless I go to the late show.
Ain't nobody got
And
time
then
for that when
Sunday
you
there's a
open your
2
own
o'clock
shop.
show, but I got stuff going on Sundays. Like this Sunday I did fuck all. That was my plan, and I liked it. I lived that dream. You know
I
what I did
respect
Sunday? I woke up, and then I made a bunch of food. And then I took a nap for 3.5 hours.
Wow.
And I woke up with the plan to go see the double-decker Superman special that they had
Oh,
going
nice.
on at select Cineplexes across the nation. And I didn't, because I woke up too late for my 3.5 hour accidental nap. So you know what I did after that? Nothing.
What'd you do?
It was too fucking late to go see the movie in town. That's what happened.
See, I thought so. I honestly thought that's exactly the sequence of events that led to you not seeing
Yeah.
it.
That was my Sunday, okay? I didn't plan on taking an accidental 3.5 nap. That's why it was the accidental 3.5 hour nap. I saw Christopher Robin.
There we go. Thank you.
Midday.
I
had nothing to pull us out of that spiral.
We're getting so much worse with these.
Midday, I saw it when I had a broken foot. It was a super cute movie. Something I haven't seen since. Adorable. I was supposed to say Christian McGregor. That's not his name.
No.
Ewan McGregor. Fantastic actor. Try and argue this with me. Try. I implore anyone to try and tell me he is not a fantastic actor. And I'll put you in that tub with Craig's baby. Anyways.
We brought it back.
What else? Yeah. I'm very angry this podcast. I don't know why. I'm tired. What else did you guys watch?
Craig, you go next.
Well, we talked about Spider-Verse already. We talked about the Avengers already. I saw Venom.
I do not accept that as a 2018 movie. That should be a 20-never-teen movie.
Why?
The movie was fucking awful, man.
What?
Start to finish was
I forgot that
terrible.
he was on that side of it.
So
What?
bad. It was so
Did we
bad.
talk about this? I feel like we didn't talk about
He
this.
hadn't seen it when me and you talked about it, I believe.
No, I watched it last.
And then
I
you
watched
never-
it last week. It was so. I was going to talk about this on my what I watched this week. It was fucking awful, man.
I can't even come up with a sentence right
Why
now.
was it
Like,
good? Give me,
I have no words.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
I have
funny,
no words
but
for
organic.
why it was good. It was so
It was,
bad.
it was organically funny.
Okay, it starts off with him being super tough and macho and badass, and then he turns out to be this real whiny, snivelly little fuckboy. Once like one little thing goes wrong,
It's called character development and
he gets
adversity.
super whiny, and then Jenny Slate comes out, and you're like, cool, I love her. I would do anything for her. You go, Missy. And then she gets murdered. Okay, first of all, she's dead. She is dead. Spoilers. She's dead now. Breaks my heart. And then you progress while he's growing into Venom, and he comes to terms with it. And you're like, cool, whatever. Venom's here. Venom looks awesome. He's huge. I like it. I can live by this. And then you find out, oh, never mind. The symbiote is eating him from the inside out. His body cannot sustain Venom. Okay, cool. They separate. People get pissed. Venom fucks off. Venom then fuses to what's-her-face. Even though she knows what's happening to him, she's like, okay, I gotta save Eddie. Gotta do this. Okay, cool. And then Eddie just openly accepts the symbiote back into him. And they never fucking reference the fact that the symbiote is literally eating him from the inside out.
It's called sacrifice. Man,
The dude's gonna die. He lost half his
Actually-
fucking organs over the course of like a day and a half.
all the reasons
think they
that
do
you hate
address
this
that,
movie
actually.
are the reasons why I like this movie.
It's so bad. So bad. The fight scene is like 2.5 minutes long, and then he just blows them up. Like, it was fucking awful. It was so bad. I went into this movie willing to accept whatever. I didn't want to watch it at first. That's why I didn't go see it in theaters, because I was like, you can't do Venom without Spider-Man. It's impossible. It's bullshit. And I was like, you know what? People have seen it. I've been told it's decent. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to accept it. So I sit down. I purchased it. And I got pissed when I was done the movie because I wasted so much money on it.
I'll take it off your hands.
It would have been cheaper for me to go see it in theaters. I probably would have gotten a car accident on the way home because I would have been so fucking angry. But I sat through it, and I watched it, and it ended. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Why did they have to show me, they didn't even really show it to you, just fucking Venom dog. Like, the symbiote fusing with the dog. Like, why did the dog accept the symbiote? The fucking people couldn't do that. Like, it was just, such bullshit. And then knowing that, oh my god, knowing Cletus Cassidy was at the end, and I was like, oh yes, I'm psyched. Woody Harrelson is the best.
Oh.
And then they give you 45 seconds of him just being creepy, and I was like, I accept that. Cletus Cassidy's a creep. How the fuck are they going to turn him into Carnage now? If they even hint at Venom being like, oh, he's cool, and busting a load, and just dropping a little symbiote juice on the floor of that cell to create carnage, I will literally throw the person in the seat in front of me at the screen if I go see it in theaters. That's how angry I will be. If that girl who saw Wonder Woman beside me is sitting on the opposite side of me, I will throw her at the screen.
I still can't.
My favorite part about all this is that Craig is more upset about you not liking it than I am, which is never the way these things go.
Not with the superhero.
Usually you two agree, and whereas I'm in the middle, I'm like, I get why you didn't like it, but I also get why I, as well as Craig, enjoyed it. But
I enjoyed Venom. It was one of the few movies that I enjoyed.
Okay. Are you telling me that I'm not even going to pretend like I know what descent she was. That little Asian woman who owns the corner store that Eddie Brock goes into. Are you telling me that? I
wasn't a huge fan of that.
Are you telling me
storyline.
that when he eats the guy who was like stealing money from her for protection, she wouldn't like kind of freak out about the fact that he just turned into a big black thing and ate her or ate him? Like,
I think it's more like they implied she was kind of just in shock after that.
No,
like,
she would shit.
Did
her
that just
pants.
happen?
Well,
yeah. If you shit your pants, what do you do?
Pants.
Like, yeah, you just stand there when you shit your pants. You just. It's not like you're running around a store.
Dude, you clearly never shit your pants, okay?
Well,
as an adult, you have never shit your pants. The first thing you do is panic. Okay, you don't just go, Eddie? You'd be like, oh, fuck.
That's fair. I don't know. I haven't experienced that.
Oh, fuck. I didn't expect to, like...
I think we should move on.
I didn't think I was going to talk about Venom.
Yeah, I didn't know this was going to be a small Venom review.
Venom was in my top 10 list.
Okay.
It's on my top 10
because there were only...
If you take Venom and you take the M and the N and you switch spots, and then on the V, if you take the bottom part, you just stretch it out to the bottom.
Are you going lemon?
Yeah, well, I guess you don't even have to switch the M and the N.
Yeah.
I got a little dyslexic there.
Switch the M and the N.
I got a little linome. If you just take the V and you stretch the right side all the way down to the bottom, that's what this movie is. It's a big fat fucking lemon. That would have sounded so cool if I didn't fuck up the M and the N part.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyways, someone talk about something else before I get.
You know what else I watched this year was Deadpool 2.
There we go. That was the movie I took off my list for Christopher Robin because I assumed someone had it.
Yeah, I have it on mine as well. I really enjoyed it. List.
Yeah, Deadpool 2. Honestly, I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. Like I bought it, and it is still in wrap.
About it, but I know I saw it.
See, a movie like that, I accept the stupid bullshit because I'm like, you know what? They set up the stupid bullshit. It's a ridiculous premise. Whereas Venom was like torn in between.
Well,
it was like we're trying to be super weird.
That seems like a flawed argument right there. Like calling Venom versus this one more plausible than the other. Like it's all a little ridiculous.
But like Deadpool, I was like, you know what? He's a goof. I accept it entirely. And the first one was it was straight ridiculousness. Right from the get-go, ridiculousness. But with Venom, it was trying to be fucking awesome. So cool, but also just like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking loser, by the way. Like, oh, Riot, he could do shit you can't even believe. Okay, whatever. Like,
yeah, cute. Venom. I mean, Riot was a terrible villain.
Fucking so bad, so bad. And then a guy who played him was just I don't even know who he was. He was just a terrible actor. He had just no emotion when he was just stoic and creepy.
I think that was his intent.
Ugh, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to make.
You gotta do this, Jenny Slate. No. How's your family doing? No, fuck you. Fuck you.
Well, that's a threat.
I'm gonna save Craig's weird, deformed 13-17 to Yuma.
15-17 to Paris.
That's the one.
He's never gonna get this right.
I can never remember the fucking first number, so I was like, you know what, fuck it. 317 to Yuma's a movie, so maybe it's 13-17. I'm gonna save that baby, and I'm just gonna just kill Riot. Anyways, Deadpool 2. I remember it being pretty decent. I had a bunch of weird shit in it, but doing it well. I'm not gonna say it's the best movie of the year. It was not. but it was entertaining.
It
I
was
kind of
a
hope they
good
don't make a
sequel,
third
I
one.
thought.
I kind of hope they leave it as is. I feel like at this point, if they keep adding to it, it'll just get more and more watered down.
I don't know. I thought they did a good enough job with the second one that I have confidence in another one.
I can honestly say the first one was my favorite of the two, and they would definitely need to do a lot. And I remember reading something they were talking about making like an X-Force movie.
Yeah, well, it's weird now.
Which I would be okay with a Netflix
Yeah.
series or something shorter of X-Force, as long as Domino's in there because she was cool.
Yeah.
But or even if they got what's his name, we'll call him Jeff, but that doesn't sound right. The guy with no powers who just wanted to like
Kevin?
hang out.
No, not Kevin.
It was a super white guy name.
I know. That's why I'm going through all of them. Like that's what's Kevin. Craig.
Was it Phil?
Phil.
Phil
I think it was Phil.
I'm
Phil
going to the
sounds right.
IMDb to try to find this shit.
Yeah, good call. It'll be there. I just watched this
Anyways,
2 weeks ago.
Like I'm just concerned that they're going to say, you know, Ryan Reynolds was so good at it, which he was. Absolutely. Like
Yeah.
I'm concerned they're just going to be like, "Oh yeah, let's just try to get as much as we can." Yukio, fucking loved Yukio.
Oh, she was great too. Yeah. Hi, Yukio.
Hey.
Hi, Wade. You two are so cute together.
It was Peter.
Peter.
Peter, super white guy name.
Super white. You were close with Phil with the P.
I was almost there.
Working
Yeah.
with it. I'm trying to work with it.
Close.
I definitely thought it was Phil.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I knew it
Anyways.
was a white guy name.
Yeah, but no, Deadpool 2 I thought was really fun, and I have I think Ryan Reynolds himself loves the character enough that I don't think he would I don't say let anything happen to it, but I think he'd be very vocal about if it was heading in a direction he didn't like. He'd be the first one to speak up about it, kind of to the public. If that makes sense.
I guess that
You know
makes
what I mean?
sense. I feel like at this point, like, just go animated. If they started making like animated shit with his voice, like he could do it quicker. It would be easier, and I feel like they wouldn't tarnish the brand. Like,
Well, I think that was vaguely they tried to go with a Deadpool cartoon that just didn't end up working.
yeah. Well, the
with, you know,
problem with
Childish
cartoons is
Gambino
people
and-
see cartoons and like in a lot of cases, and then they're like, "Oh, kids can watch this," and you're like, "Oh, no, 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 no,
No.
no,
There's,
no, 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 no,
There's
no,
a
no,
whole
no.
channel devoted to cartoons that children
This-
should not watch.
This, no, 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 no."
Yeah.
Have
no.
you like Big Mouth? Not for kids. Not for kids.
No.
Kind of for kids. You know, it talks exclusively about puberty. Do not let your like 11-year-old kid watch them,
Yeah.
or
I
you
feel
will
like
hear
that's still
words
a
that no
post-puberty
11-year-old
thing.
kid should say.
Yeah.
They will learn some things.
And
Things
then they
kids
will, and then
need
they
to
will
learn
go
on
to
their
school and
own.
masturbate and hump worms in the gym at sleepovers.
Which is why they shouldn't watch Big Mouth at their young impressionable
Exactly.
age. Or American Pie, for that matter.
Yeah. Don't leave hot pies on the kitchen table around kids. Like just
Who's leaving hot pies out anyways? Why aren't they cutting up that pie? A
like
nice
this
warm
isn't the
slice of pie.
1940s. Like you don't need to leave pies in the windowsill. I've never once seen anyone leave a pie on the windowsill. That's how you get bugs in the pie. Speaking of bugs,
Ant-Man and the
Bumblebee
Wasp.
was on my list.
Where are you going
Oh,
with this?
damn it. There's
Come on,
two
that was a-
different
that was a-
insect-related... Well,
That was
no,
a
it's...
solid transition.
No, I was saying damn it because we had two different sets of insects that we
Oh.
were going with.
Wait,
'cause
what one did you
the-
go with?
I said Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh fuck! I didn't even have that on my
Yeah,
list.
that's why I was like, oh fuck, there's more than one insect movie
Shit.
this year.
I was like Volkswagen Bug. That is a fucking phenomenal segue.
No, it was good. We went different
We went
insect
different directions.
movies.
God damn it! Let's talk about yours.
I didn't see either of them.
Nice,
Okay, if you had
Craig.
to see one, which one would you rather see?
Oh, wow, that's a really tough one. I would have.
If you say anything other than Ant-Man and the Wasp because of Evangeline Lilly, I will hit you.
I would have to see. I think I'd have to pick Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Damn
but
right.
it would be. It's like picking between taking two Band-Aids off, really. Just one Band-Aid has hair stuck to it and the other one doesn't.
That's the worst one.
Yeah. So I'm not going to watch Bumblebee because there's a little bit of hair stuck there.
I mean, I guess.
That one speaks to me so well. I understand.
Yeah. That was a really good analogy. Yeah, I accept it.
I didn't feel that way about either of these movies, though. I definitely enjoyed Ant-Man more, though.
I liked both of them, but yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp was pretty good. I like Bumblebee because we all know I got that soft spot for Transformers.
Yes.
Just Transformers, they get me so pumped! But, no, Ant-Man and the Wasp was fantastic. And honestly, I would watch a Wasp movie. If they didn't even have Paul Rudd in that movie, I would have loved that movie.
I agree. She could definitely carry her own movie. But I also do like them as a team to like bounce off each other. Yeah. It's cool to see a legitimate team because we haven't really seen a movie so far that had that dynamic. Like you get Rhodey and Iron Man, but you got Cap and Falcon a little bit, but I know what you mean. They're not like.
Well, even then, you still had like Black Widow as part of like the trio, right? It was. But
exactly.
I guess you have Hank Pym, but he just all. Like he just sits in the van. Like he literally just sits in the van.
You need a man in the van.
That's true. That is fair.
And I like the de-aging scene they did and we can't forget Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer's though. Michelle Pfeiffer thought she could take on the Batmans. Like that. The whole like. What do they call it? The quantum realm or whatever. That whole thing. I'm like, fuck that shit. But Evangeline Lilly kicks ass. There's too many like wedged in jokes, like stuff where they're like, take this, like that whole thing about him being like kid sized because he didn't grow to full.
Yeah, that one took a little long.
I did like that whole like inability to control his suit size aspect did nothing for the story, other than a couple of jokes.
I think that was more they were trying to add a limitation to him, and that was like technological problems, pretty much. Like, because otherwise, a lot of this movie would have been a lot quicker if he didn't have some of the problems he did run into.
That's fair, yeah. But it could have been a shorter movie, anyways, or they could have filmed a couple other scenes. Give me more just Evangeline Lilly. Be like, you know what, your suit's fucked. I got this, and then she just does it.
Or like both the Wasps teaming up, kicking some ass.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Ant-Man. That'd been awesome.
Call it the Hive. That'd be fucking sick.
Nice.
You couldn't do that because Hive's a totally different thing. But that'd be sick.
He's so many different things in Marvel alone.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Anyways, over to my bugs.
Yeah.
Bumblebee. Loved that movie. It was not great, but it was pretty good.
It was good.
It was very easy to detect what was happening. And I hate to say it, but I feel like Paramount, you just need to stop making Transformers movies. No one's going to see them. They're not sinking in. Just stop it for a little bit. Give me till 2024, okay? Just announce in 2024 you're making a movie called Cybertron, or call it Unicron, or give me a fucking Optimus Prime origin story. Call it Orion, and you give me Orion Pax on his journey where he's best buds with Megatron, and then he becomes Optimus Prime. Give me that story. That'd be freaking awesome. No Earth bullshit. Earth sucks. We all know this. Just give me the Transformers.
But then it's not relatable anymore.
I don't care about relatability.
Fuck relatability. What can you relate to? How many movies can you really relate to, Craig? Can you relate to The Equalizer 2?
Yeah.
What can you relate to that about?
You've never stood in a lobby of an apartment building and given an amazing speech. You've never gone during a terrible windstorm to some spit in the middle of nowhere.
I live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Firefight on the coast.
Okay, I shoot shit. Out of the three of us, who is the most likely to have done that? Me.
You've never blown up a bakery using flour?
That you know of? I have decent lawyers.
These are all things that are relatable. You've never hired the neighborhood kid to paint a mural on the side of your apartment building because you can.
Because vandalism had happened. I've never driven a lift.
You don't have a secret room in your apartment?
That's not true. I spend roughly half my time at Kendall's house, and she has a secret room. I mean,
Wait, yeah.
that was a joke. She definitely did not have a closet built in and part of a room sectioned off. She definitely didn't do that.
I'm so glad you picked up on that. Okay, what else do we have on our list?
I got Game Night, which was a solidly entertaining movie. Nothing that's ever going to win awards, but also just enough where you're like, haha, Rachel Adams, you exist. I forgot about you again.
That's fair. No, I've heard good things about it. I've yet to watch it because it hasn't been added to Netflix that I'm aware of.
Isn't it, though? I thought it was.
That's why I said that I'm aware of. It might be on there and I just didn't.
I have it on DVD. That's why I've seen it on there. But I've done 2 back-to-back. You guys need to step it up.
All right, I got Ocean's 8 next on my list, just to like switch it up because I needed something that wasn't a superhero movie.
I forgot about that movie. Oh my god. Ocean's 8 was amazing. I want to take Game Night off my list and add Ocean's 8.
Yeah, I encourage that decision. I really enjoyed it.
That was a fantastic movie. It wasn't as good as the original 3, but it was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
That's exactly the way I would describe it.
We had all mentioned before, and I think I was a little more heavy on the fact than you guys, that I don't like when they take movies and they're just like, hey, let's give it a different twist because we fucking can. But this one, I was like, you know what? Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. Give me the original guys again, but I appreciate it. Like if they do an Ocean's 9 and then they do an Ocean's 10 with like a combination of the crew, that would be pretty sweet.
That would be cool. Because like this one I liked especially because they justified why it's all women, because they, go more unnoticed was what she says.
Yeah,
right.
And she flat out says it. And there's girls out there dreaming of being super criminals too. Yeah,
they can all aspire to be like Ocean.
Yeah, and I like that their big heist was like. Okay, I'm gonna pick my words carefully here because I was gonna say pretty shit, but that's not right. Theirs was like real expensive stuff that was fucking impossible to get. Like it was a legitimate, like crazy heist. Whereas the Ocean's 11 heist was just like, let's steal a bunch of fucking money twice. Like it's just so much more refined, and it does show you that women are just like they're more refined and they're better than us. They're so much better than us. We're just like, let's take money. Like just like the heist of stealing from a casino was so like intense, and it was so well thought out and so many different moving parts, but it was so basic. But then like stealing fucking jewelry and recreating and putting back together the jewelry, like that's beautiful.
No, I can't disagree with that, except for I wouldn't say robbing a casino is basic, because they do address that at the beginning of Oceans that it hadn't happened ever before, right?
No, I mean just like the idea of it. Like
I know what you mean.
If you're gonna think, let's rob a casino, let's rob a bank, very standard, or let's rob the fucking Met.
Yeah, no,
which one are you gonna go with? Like,
it falls under the standard kind of like, we're doing a heist movie, so
here's obvious
casino,
money,
museum,
or here's
or
something
bank,
where you have to ditch it and sell it and have like the backup built into it. That was my point of it.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I agree. Like, I like the switch up with it, like it being a different, more unique kind of heist that they were going for target. And I like that they have like the switch up too. Like the the whole time you only see the one heist, and then at the end they switch it up and show you that it wasn't just one heist they were doing. They were pulling off a double heist at the same time.
Yeah.
Which I think is where we also see the women are a little bit smarter, because the dudes could have pulled a double heist if they wanted to. Well, they did steal from 3 casinos in their defense on fight night, but I feel like they could have worked a little bit more with that.
They did the double heist where they stole the fucking jewels for no goddamn reason. But that wasn't even like really stealing jewels. It was just like, fuck this guy. Al Pacino sucks in the movie.
In the movie, yes, his character in the movie.
But it was an awesome movie, and it was pretty incredible too. Which is my segue towards the other movie on my list, Incredibles 2.
Didn't see it.
I saw it. I enjoyed it. Glad it picked up right where the first one left off. I was concerned going into it. my concerns were quashed. They were taken care of. Life was good.
Well, that's good. I do want to see it. I just wasn't going to go see that one in theaters.
That is valid. You made a good decision there. I probably wouldn't have rushed out to see it if I didn't love The Incredibles so much.
No, I understand. I really do. Like, but I do want to get to seeing it on, like, I think it's getting added to Netflix at the end of the month, so I'll probably watch it then.
Probably. Craig, what else is on your list? Or have we said everything?
No,
I've got a
I've
couple
got
more,
Jurassic World: Fallen
Well,
Kingdom.
I meant everything
Craig?
on Craig's list.
Yeah, fair.
No, I've actually got 2 more. I got Jurassic
Craig?
World: Fallen Kingdom on mine though.
Hello?
Can you hear me? You guys can't hear me? Are you kidding me?
Well, it appears like Craig might have died. I'm not getting his audio. Are you, Scott?
Oh, I'm not getting it either, but he definitely is still recording.
All right, you guys can't. Just can you hear me
I think
now?
he can hear us.
You know what?
Oh,
Be
I
honest.
absolutely
I feel like
can.
this is the universe intervening and saying, you know what, Craig? You said you liked Venom. Fuck you. No one needs to hear your voice anymore. And stopped him from sharing with the rest of us. Is that what happened?
Keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna hang
nothing.
up and I'll
Still
come back.
nothing.
I know there's nothing there.
And he's
Well,
gone.
And he's gone. Well, Scott, let's finish your list.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have that much left, really. I had Aquaman, since we haven't
Yep,
talked
that's
about
on
that
my
yet.
list. That's on my
Of
list.
course. I don't think that would have been on Craig's list, to be honest, but it's hard to say.
Probably not. That was a
I can't-
fantastic movie. That
It
was
was
a
great.
movie. I went
I
into
loved
it
it.
expecting DC stuff, and they gave me quality DC stuff.
Is that better? Can you hear me
I
now?
can-
And
hear
he's
you now.
here. He's back.
There you go.
The universe gave you your time out. You've served your nickel. And then you're
So,
back.
as everybody who listens to the podcast heard, I said Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
There we go. I took
Okay.
that one off
Was
my
on
list
my
for another
list.
one. We did a whole episode dedicated to that. We don't need to talk
We
about
did.
how
That's
mediocre
that's
it was.
all I've got to say about
That's on his
that.
list.
particular
That's all I
movie.
got to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that particular movie. I have one more on my list, but
Okay.
I'll let you guys go again.
I'm down
Oh, no,
to
go
one.
ahead, finish your last one.
All right.
Yeah. 'Cause we're almost down to the end.
So I watched this movie on the weekend.
Okay.
I did not know it existed
Okay.
until I did. It did come out in 2018, but I'd never seen a trailer for it or anything. The trailer was really good, so we watched it. It's called A Simple Favor. Did either of you guys see?
I did
Hold up.
not.
I gotta. It sounds.
Anything-
It sounds familiar.
It
Oh,
has,
wait. Is this the one with what's it called? Blair. That's not her name. What's his face? Deadpool's wife, and then Anna Kendrick, where
Blake
like
Lively and Anna Kendrick.
yeah, where she like
Yes.
disappears.
Yes.
I did not see it, but I remember being like curious. The way they advertised for it, like it really piqued my interest.
Yeah, that's how I got sold on it.
Was it good?
From what? Yeah, it was fantastic.
Is it on Netflix?
It is not.
Fuck.
Sam ponied up the $6, and we
Ooh.
watched it on iTunes.
God damn. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah,
We know you're one of
Um,
our only listeners, so we appreciate it.
This movie, though, was fantastic. It was really weird, but like in a good way.
Okay.
Basically, constantly throughout the movie, had no idea what was happening. They kept tossing these weird twists in, but they weren't like major twists. They just kind of existed.
Just enough to keep your mind moving.
Exactly, and you'd be like, "Are you?"
Okay.
Like you think you got the movie figured out, and then they'd be like, "But wait," and you'd be like, "Oh shit! Well, now what?"
Is it like a thriller movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a thriller.
Okay. I love me some Anna Kendrick. Maybe I'll have to pony up $6.
I would actually recommend it. Like it was that good that I would consider paying for it, which is saying a lot.
Yeah. Because you're Dutch.
That is true. Yeah, I liked it. It was just really weird. Really weird. But that's the last thing on my list from 2018.
See, I like movies like that. Ones where like you think you've got it, but like your mind's also moving so fast
Constantly.
that you miss a lot of stuff.
Yeah. The entire movie is basically, oh yeah, I know how this is going to go. And then it's like, no, you don't. You have no idea.
You don't even fucking know. I wish you would. I wish you would look. Hit the button. Hit the button. No, I remember watching a movie when I was like 20, maybe 19. and it was a horror thriller, and it was about like this family that goes back to this cottage for the first time since like the main character was like a little girl, and she meets this guy, and then like she keeps getting like chased by things, and it's scaring the shit out of her. And the whole movie, like, holy shit, it's like a haunted cottage. Like every time like she rounds a corner, she bumps into somebody who's kind of like, whoa, are you okay? And it gives you kind of that like that Scream vibe, where you're like, oh shit, like he's probably the killer, he's probably doing this, like where the person just happens to be there at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And then at the end you find out it was because this girl was raped by her dad, or molested by her dad and her uncle as a kid. And it's just like flashbacks that are all coming back.
Oh fuck.
Like that movie, you're just like, you're thinking the whole time, you're like, oh fuck, it's this, it's gotta be this. And they're like, no, super depressing storyline. You're like,
psychological
fuck.
trauma.
Yeah,
It's like,
you're like, fuck.
That's like Shutter Island, but not the same.
Yeah. Like a movie that you're like, oh, probably shouldn't have made this, but also, what the fuck? And don't quote me on this. I feel like Elizabeth Olsen was in it, but I'm not positive. But that was an intense movie. Like, that was just my point. Like, I like movies like that it throws you so off the fucking scent that you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I haven't watched one. I can't think of like in recent history when I've watched one like that, but I know what you mean.
Or even like CSI episodes, or Psych, or even the odd How I Met Your Mother episode, where like the ending, you realize that they showed you everything that was happening, and then at the end they're like, yeah, well, this happened, this was happening. And you're like, oh fuck yeah, that did. I should have seen that, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So is your list done, Scott?
I had one more movie on my list,
Okay.
which is one that I feel like is very doesn't fit with the rest of the things on my list, but it was A Quiet Place. I really enjoyed that movie.
That did nothing for me.
Did nothing for you, really. For me, it was just, I really like the new, like the different take on like a horror thriller movie. You know what I mean? With like the use of the sound design, like it really, a lot of the movie is around like the fact that it's quiet. So like that really has a big effect on how you're enjoying it. I got lucky that I saw it in a like pretty much empty theater. So
okay.
It was like super quiet. It was just really, I just really enjoyed like the different like kind of experience you got watching that one, as opposed to like a lot of thrillers where you're getting the music like is like pretty much telling a lot of the story, right? Like you get the, the suspenseful music like slowly building up, whereas in this there's no music, there's no like sound effects added into it. It's just all like kind of, it's very raw. Like it sounds like almost like it's a documentary kind of recording in a sense, but I just like that, the style of it and the kind of different, and I just enjoyed the story. I thought it was kind of cool, and I just enjoyed it. I don't often enjoy horrors or thrillers like that, mainly horrors. I do like thrillers, but I don't like horror movies too often, so it stuck out to me. That's why and it got added to Netflix like a week ago, so it was in my mind.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, but that's all I had on my list.
That brings me to my final movie, and this movie, the best movie of 2018. If you guys argue with me, fuck you. It was Instant Family. I said it before when I saw it. This movie was so good. It made me cry in a theater. Amazing.
I can't argue because I haven't seen it.
Beautiful.
So I won't say anything. Craig, you got anything to say about Instant Family?
No, because I didn't see it.
There we go. I think
And
that says
be
all
honest,
that needs to be said.
I don't even think I've seen a trailer
Neither
for
have
it.
I think he made this movie up in hopes that he could use it in the draft, and we didn't buy shit.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Oh man, you guys shit talking me?
A little
No.
bit.
Come on, guys. Also, the movie is called Silent House. That was that movie
Silent
I was
House,
talking about,
okay.
and it was Elizabeth Olsen.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
so-
definitely not looking that movie up.
No, fuck that movie. That shit will mess you up because it'll make you think, was I molested?
Well, now I know how the movie ends, so
Well, that's the main reason I can't watch it. It's like,
I don't
want to
watch it anymore.
I don't think I've ever watched The Sixth Sense just because I know how that ends too.
Bruce
dead
Willis
people.
is dead at the end of Sixth Sense.
Yep, that's exactly how I know.
And then Andy Samberg jizzed in his pants.
Which I thought was a weird part to add into a M. Night Shyamalan movie, but I guess that's why he's known for his twists.
And that is why Glass is going to shit the bed, because everyone knows all he does is twists. What did you
so
guys
everybody's
watch
gonna be
this week?
sitting there looking for the twist. But this week, I watched A Simple Favor.
Yep.
We already talked about that.
Do me a simple favor and tell me about the other things you watched this week.
I watched. I've been working my way through a series of unfortunate events.
Nice. Are you still on season 2?
I am on season 3, and I'm about halfway
nice.
through it.
When
Okay.
Greg watches stuff, he crushes it.
I'm on to not quite as much as you crush things because I don't have the. I like to be sleeping in the mornings.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
get up at. I don't get up at 4:00.
Hey. Okay. No. I'm not a Wahlberg. I don't wake up at 4. I wake up after 5.
So I've been watching a series of unfortunate events. I'm enjoying it.
That's good.
I can't wait to finish it just because I want to see.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. I don't want to say anything about the season just because I want you to finish it first. Then we can have a big long talk about
it's
it. But
kind of crazy. Taking some weird. I don't think I finished reading all the books.
I did not.
Or if I did.
Yeah, I stopped
I
at
don't
this
remember.
season actually. Like when I read the books, I read up to where this season starts. So this whole season was just a mystery to me that I didn't know anything about, which was kind of fun. Like it was fun considering I knew so much about the first 2 seasons. But yeah, the third season's really enjoyable.
I don't. If I did read them, I don't remember them.
That's fair. Well, it was like 15 years ago. It would have been
Exactly.
around that time.
And so I watched that. I've been watching that. I'm almost done it. And then I didn't really watch a whole lot else. So I watched Comedians of the World. Watched the Neil Brennan bit, which was better than I expected it to be. And I watched the Nick Swardson bit, which was hilarious. I feel like I know him though. I just didn't remember going into it.
The only thing I recognize out of my mind's eye for Nick Swardson is playing the crazy dude in Grown Ups 2. Like the crazy bus driver. That's the only thing I immediately recognize him from. That and like other comedians tagging him and shit on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard his stuff before. Like not that stuff specifically.
He reminds me of like a less Louisiana version of Theo Vaughn.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. With a really big neck.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I had to
It's like
picture
a
him for
travel-
a sec, yeah.
It's like a travel pillow.
Yeah.
And that's all I watched this week.
Solid.
Andrew-
Keep it short, keep it sweet.
Andrew, what'd you watch this week?
Well, I had a lot of not nostalgia per se, but a lot of like stuff that I was like, oh shit, I haven't watched this movie in forever. I'm gonna watch it, and that was Hellboy.
Nice.
Rewatched that for the first time in years, and that movie was so much better than I remember it being. It got me really psyched for the upcoming one. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm on board. I'm so on board. Let's
I like
do
how
this.
watching the old one got you more hyped than the trailer for the new one did.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
at the time you were not on board with.
I was not on
remember.
board. It took watching Hellboy to get me psyched for a
To want more
reboot of Hellboy. Like the first one, I'm just like, I don't even know what it is. Like, it got me so pumped, and I feel like because it's so vanilla, but the actors are all like, bam,
Oh,
enjoy.
the casting in that one is just one of the best superhero castings, I would say.
Yeah,
Like, superhero
for
movie
sure.
castings. Just
Okay,
like
well-
I couldn't pick out a role where I was like, no, maybe the big like that like young agent guy. That'd be the only one I'd be like, yeah, maybe somebody else, but even
Yeah,
then,
the kid who came out. And,
yeah, the new guy, like who gets introduced to it. But like, yeah, Hellboy. The thing I really liked about that first Hellboy is you come into this established universe. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're already. You're not seeing his origin. You're coming into him already having been
he's
doing
already
this
been
for
doing
50
it
years.
for years.
Yeah,
And here you go. Like
Exactly.
this shit's like they give you like the pre and then the post. They don't fucking build you in. Like they don't give you the build up. They're like, fuck it, have fun.
oh yeah, and I love the
Hellboy's
myth-
capable of some shit. Enjoy.
Yeah,
And then you get to the end, and like the villains in it, you're like, holy shit! Like
They're awesome.
they're mystical. Like one dude's magic. He's literally fused with like an evil god inside of him. his girlfriend is just cursed to have youth and longevity, which doesn't seem like a curse. Like, she's immortally hot. That's cool. And then you get like their lackey, who he's dead. He's been dead for years. He doesn't even have blood in his veins. He's
the
just
sand guy.
He's just like a clock. He winds himself up and then he fucking goes. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And then at the end, when he's like, "Oh, my son, you need to, if you do this, I will spare them." So he fucking says his real name, which I just say Belrock, which is the thing from Lord of the Rings. That's not the right answer, but he says it, and then immediately, like, his horns just fucking grow back. He gets his flaming crown. His fist glows, and I was like, "Fuck!" And then you go and watch the Hellboy trailer, and you see that again, and you're like, "Yes!" I'm pumped. I'm so on board for another Hellboy movie.
Well,
Give me
I'm glad to hear
14
that.
Hellboy movies. I'm there. I'm hyped. I'm pumped the fuck up.
So for future references, anytime you watch a trailer you're not on board with, you just got to go rewatch whatever.
Yeah, I gotta go
doing.
watch the original, and then just be like, I really like this. Give me more.
Give me more. Yeah, no, that's
But like,
fair.
I close my eyes, and like I hear his voice, and I picture his face.
Yeah, that's going to be an adjustment for this new movie. I agree.
For sure.
He's very much, because he was my introduction to this character, right? Like, he wasn't like a character that we knew before. We didn't grow up with a cartoon of Hellboy, like Batman, right? This was my first introduction. I didn't know he was a comic book character. This was my first character who I learned was an independent character, somebody that wasn't Marvel or DC, which is another reason I really enjoy it too, because I like that. I like that there's an outside one, right? Like, like there's another.
It was like Dark Horse or something, wasn't it?
Dark Horse or Image? I can't ever remember which one.
Something like that. But like, no, just like I close my eyes and I picture Ron Perlman, and then I open them. Oh, it's fucking Hellboy. Like, he fits it perfectly. Just his voice. Even watching Sons of Anarchy, watching him in the first fucking Pacific Rim, watching him in like all of the ancient shit he's been in, even seeing him as the fucking little goblin dude in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Like, he's Hellboy. He is Hellboy.
Yep.
There was nobody put on this earth who could fit the role of Hellboy better than Ron Perlman. It doesn't work. Like, I've read a few of the comics after. I've watched, there's an animated like miniseries that came out. I've watched that, and like just his attitude, his thing of being like, well, I'm actually supposed to do this, but my father raised me to do this shit. I'm kind of conflicted, but got to keep Dad happy. Like, Ron Perlman's voice just fits that attitude perfectly. Just,
I know what you mean.
Fuck's sakes, okay. Like,
But you're still excited for this next one.
So pumped. And I finished watching Hellboy.
Yeah. We knew we were talking about that for 5 minutes.
I didn't expect to talk about it for that long. And the next recommended movie, not even like having to go find it, it was just like the recommended next movie was Power Rangers. So I watched it. I was like, okay, I've seen this 4 times this year. I watched it again. And I did. And it was still fucking awesome.
Yep.
Like,
that one we're not getting a sequel to, which is sad. Like, makes me a little sad.
No, like, honestly, I half expected them to be like, yeah, we fucking did it, and then introduce like the next, introduce the Green Ranger and either fight him or have to like become like the Zeo Power Rangers. That would have been fucking sweet. It would have been it would jazz my life up so much, because that movie was just underrated. We're getting fucking spin-offs of Transformers movies that are barely even cooled in our mind, and yet they won't give me a sequel to a movie I enjoy. Like,
I think it's because we're in the very small minority who like that movie.
Like, they keep giving sequels to shit that don't deserve it, and they still haven't even given me an Iron Giant 2. Like, figure your shit out, Hollywood. People don't want these bullshit spin-offs. Like, they want good stuff. Give me a Power Rangers 2. Ugh. Speaking of good shit, I watched Titans. I know this is on your list. I know
it's pretty much the only thing on my list. I didn't write anything else down because it's the only thing I cared about.
Was so fucking good, man.
It was so fucking good.
Like, Craig, I know you're sick of us talking about superhero shows, but fuck you for a second and listen.
Whoa.
And just listen. This movie,
I can't just sit and listen without being berated.
Well, I mean, how often have you heard us talk about Arrow and Flash and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah,
Specifically Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I've gone to not mentioning it as best I can.
Yeah.
Not once have I complained.
That's not true.
On the air.
Okay, I've definitely heard you make
air.
a few snide remarks.
And Anywho, Titans.
Titans. That series was so fucking good.
It was amazing. I honestly, like, the only complaint I'd have is it started a little slow. Like,
My
the
only
first
complaint is that it's too short.
Well, that's
If they give me
that's
three
the other
extra,
one, yeah.
or like, give me 14 episodes.
That I agree. I could have used a few more episodes, but I'm also like, it ended at
I'm
an
really
okay
glad
spot.
it's short. Like,
Yeah,
I think that in a lot of cases, some of the series are too fucking long. Like Agents of Shield, Arrow, Flat, all of those. Like,
yeah.
24 episodes. Like, you definitely hit a point, especially mid-season, when like they're hitting stuff. They're hitting their stride, and like they've been solid through it. But then they still have to milk it for another like 10 to 13 episodes, depending on when the mid-season stop was.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long fucking time to add shit.
It's a lot of TV to make.
Yeah, so like staying with 11 episodes, or even if they had done the 12th one, like that would have been a solid end. Like it would have been like it's the perfect length. It's enough where you're invested, and I really like that they were like the solid 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. They were nicely paced and timed. Except, like I said, the first one I felt was a little slow, but pilots tend to suffer from that a little bit. Like trying to introduce a bunch of characters.
90% of pilots. Like most pilots, I'm like, fuck this show. Like, this is absolutely terrible.
I hate the house
why
pilot
did it get a sequel?
like so much.
And that's how I am with most pilots. Like even my favorite shows. Fuck you, Ted Mosby. Don't look like Robin. Like, what's so special about her? Like that's how I feel about pilots. But
I understand.
For the rest of the series for this one, like, even like the introduction of some characters where you hate them at first, and then they grow on you. Yeah. But like Hawk and Dove, which oh my god, amazing.
So great.
I love that. I always forget his name. Was it Alan Richson?
Yeah, I think so.
Thad Castle.
Thad.
Like I love seeing
from Smallville.
Aquaman. Yeah. That guy who played that character in one of the Hunger Games movies.
Yeah.
Like I love him as an actor because like he looks pissed off all the time. And I like that he got to lean into like the easily angry muscle head of the duo.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I also like that you see their origin and where they came from. And when you see that like I didn't expect to see an episode about child molestation. I didn't see it fucking coming.
Did not see that coming in the show. Again, smacked me in the face.
Well, I even like watching like the coach try to take his brother.
Yeah, I was sitting there just
Don,
like dying inside a little bit.
And I'm like, oh my god, like
how did you not get this, kid? How are you not listen to your older
the
brother?
Smart kid. How like he's the smart
listen to your older brother. Listen to your older brother. And
like,
then he sacrificed. I'm gonna get so emotional. It was such an emotional episode.
And then you find out later on, because like I remember watching and being like, oh my god, like how does this kid know that like the coach is trying to molest his brother? How does he know? Like at that age, even at like 11 years old, you would just assume like this coach just wants like the gene pool, right? Like I would, but then he takes him in and he gets molested. And you're like, what the fuck? But then later on, you find out that like when he tells Dawn, like his girlfriend Dawn, about it. Major spoilers, by the way, in post. Like I'm just so pumped.
That's very typical of us, though.
Yeah. But at this point, like people should know.
Yeah.
But anyways, like where he starts talk, like, and he tells her, like, I think he knew that it had been happening for a while at that point. You're like, what the fuck? But then, like, even seeing them like track, like when Dawn just goes and tracks him down. Where she's like, enough is a fucking enough. And she gets into it. And then, like, she goes on his computer when Hank's beat the shit out of him. And finds more, like, kiddie porn and pictures and shit. And then they kind of leave it open-ended, which I liked, where they're like, maybe they fucking killed him.
I hope
maybe they just beat the fucking shit out of him. Which I think they left him. I think they left him in, like, a syrupy mess on the floor.
That's what I think. And then called
which also hints at like why Batman didn't want Robin working with them.
Yeah, no, I definitely thought of that. Yeah, like that's like when you see their origin episode, it explains a lot about when you see their like Robin and their like the first flashback you get of them together fighting. Yeah. And
I thought
hanging out with the bad kids.
I thought the Bat didn't want you hanging out. He doesn't know I'm here. Oh. But no, that. I also like that they left the like the Robin with Dawn thing like a little open ended.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they flirted a little bit. Maybe they straight up fucked.
I'm very confused as to how far they went. Like, I'm very and the timing too. I'm like, especially when you see her flashback, I'm like, wait, is it after her and him?
Yeah.
Like, because
was
her
it
and
like before, like
because her and Hawk or Hank, they're on and off, right? So it's like, was Robin in between?
Well, they bang, and then she says, "Yeah, we can't be together. This is self-destructive." After they fuck up the coach, and you get to see the semi-nudity. And Minka Kelly has a spectacular rear end. Like, oh fuck, the show. I went into it thinking it was gonna be shit. I was like, you know what?
I know you weren't like too psyched for it.
Yeah, I was like, it's Teen Titans related. The trailers look like shit. Like the only cool trailer was the one where it shows the shaky cam of Donnie filming Hank like when they decide to become Hawk and Dove.
Yeah,
that's the only cool part I remember from the trailers. But this show was fucking amazing. I'm gonna say it's the best superhero show I've ever watched live action, because the animated Justice League show was fucking awesome. But if that show didn't exist, I would definitely say live action Titans is amazing.
Yeah, it's so great. I agree. It's definitely in the top. I don't want to definitively say it's the best yet, because I gotta watch it a second time to be sure, from just my own sake. But it's definitely up there. Like, it gave me everything I wanted in the show. Like, even the one episode where Batman is in it, and
at the end, and you don't really get any dialogue. You just see like that they snapped, and you assume that it didn't really happen. Like they gave you just enough to like put two and two together.
Which is what I liked about it though too. Like, we get this we get what we want, which is, well, we kind of do, because I would have liked for them to have actually fought like physically. I wanted to see
Robin
versus Robin. Yeah. But we didn't quite get that, but it was still close to it. It was like really about pushing, like it's about Robin's, like, it's really funny because it's Robin's worst day is Batman going crazy, right? And it's like, that's what would make him then go crazy. It's a whole.
Well, I like that there's that like strenuous relationship of where like he's like, you know what, I needed to get out of his shadow. Being Robin was making me do bad shit, and I was afraid, and you
how
really
far
kind
I'm
of
gonna go.
like you almost pick up on the fact like he wants to be like Bruce, right? He wants to be that, people are dark, but I need to do this for the betterment of everybody. But he's afraid of going the Joker way, and but they lean heavily on like saying that Bruce is the bad side. Like, he's afraid of becoming like Bruce, when really like I think he's just afraid of going one way and kind of disappointing him because he is his father figure.
Yeah.
Like I that's what I picked up on anyways. But no, this show's awesome. And even like I texted you about it, how disappointed I was with like Starfire's outfit. And I know that in the comics, like, she's always scantily clad. Like, I just finished reading the volume 4 of the Injustice 2 line, and Starfire literally wears a piece of spaghetti that covers her nips and like a little piece of fabric that covers her hips. And that's it. So like, I get that they had to stick her in like a shiny skin tight dress, but when they bring her out and she's wearing like the weird like pantsuit thing, I was like, finally some legitimate clothes that look so much more comfortable to fight bad guys in than a fur coat and a weirdly tight dress and go-go boots. Like, it looked better. It looked like something you could kick fucking ass in.
Yeah, but then she switches back to another dress.
And I'm just saying this in future. Like, I'm psyched to watch the Doom Patrol because I love that episode.
That episode was so great.
Like, and I know they've changed a couple of the actors from that episode to what's going to be in the show.
Oh,
the guy who plays Negative Man, the bandage guy. Like, they changed him, and I really liked his voice and like the way he acted. So like, I hope it's something similar.
Yeah, that's less of a big impact,
show.
Though.
And they've changed the guy who plays Dr. Whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
because that's going to be, I think it's Timothy Dalton.
Ooh.
Who it's supposed to be, which is a totally different direction.
Very different.
But I'm game. Give me some James Bond.
Yeah, that comes out on DC in a couple months. So I'm hoping to get that added to Netflix, or that we get access to DC in the next few months. But
bring it, DC.
Either one I'm fine with. Like, either let us pay you, DC, or give it to let Netflix pay you and we'll pay Netflix. Like, either way.
Give it to us a little earlier. Like, don't make me wait 3 fucking months.
Well, in their defense, like it
they,
only
they,
had
it was a
it
once
had
a week,
ended.
yeah.
Yeah, they just pretty much did their
Yeah.
whole thing on that first before giving it away to the rest of the world.
Let's get through like 12 weeks of shit and then we'll give it to you. I get it, but like don't make me wait that long.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm still annoyed with it too.
So 2 other things I watched. I watched How I Met Your Mother at work. I'm not going to talk about that. I watched The Last Laugh on Netflix, that new Chevy Chase comedy special. Or not comedy special, but like comedian movie.
Okay.
It was pretty good. Like, I like
How
that
did I
it.
not know about this?
I like that it didn't
I
lean
didn't hear
heavily
about
on Chevy Chase. Like he's the driver, but he's not the car. If that makes sense. Like he's the guiding force. But it's it's gonna bug the shit out of me. The guy from Jaws,
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss.
I got you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
He's a comedian, and like he's always funny, and like he has a line in it where he's like, "I never had an act. I just have 50 years of stories." And he's this guy who started off as a comedian and then got married and had a kid. And he's like, "Well, I need a job," so he became a podiatrist. I just quit comedy, and he goes back to it. And you find out later in the movie that he is funny as all shit. I highly recommend it. I'm not going to give you guys too much like plot points because I think you guys should watch it. It is a good background movie. I was doing my taxes or like my HST stuff for work while watching this, and I was like, haha, haha. Like it's a really like cute, amusing movie without being like overly funny. Because I'm not a fan of Chevy Chase, really.
Yeah.
But it's just enough of him. Just enough.
Oh,
Highly
maybe I'll
recommend it.
get to that eventually.
Eventually. And the only other thing I watched was I watched Friends from College Season 2 and 1. But that's because I watched Season 2 and went back and restarted Season 1. And that show is so funny.
Yeah.
I hardly know anyone who's watched it.
I haven't.
But it's so funny. Like you have to like watch it though. Like you got to be invested in it.
Yeah.
To appreciate it, because if like you can leave the room and come back and you won't miss so much, like from a character arguing with one another or like something like happening. But it's so good. But that was my shit. I spent too much time talking about Hellboy, too much time talking about Titans. I couldn't go into depth on other stuff.
That was half my fault. That's fine, because I pretty much literally only watched Titans this past week. That's really all that's worth mentioning.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Well, in that
so
case,
that's all I watched. Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.